Good everyone, my name is Graphics. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, we are told to reproduce the figure that is displayed there in isometric projection. Now, when you hear the word isometric projection, the first thing you have to do is to draw your isometric axis, right? Drawing the y-axis, the one normal to the horizontal, which is this, and also drawing the z-axis, the one inclined at 30 degrees to the horizontal, and also drawing the y-axis, the x-axis, the one also 30 degrees to the horizontal. That is what we have. Now, the next thing we'll be doing here will be getting the entire length, as you can see from the diagram, right, which is what, 60. So I am going to measure 60 from 0 here, right, starting from this point as the lowest point, from 0 to 60. Hope you can see that. Then the entire width here will be 72, from 0 to 72. This is 72 here. And the entire height, since it is not completely given here, you measure from here to here is 12. This is 12 plus 60 plus this radius here is what, 30, and that will give us 100 and what, 102. So I will place it here and I'll measure 102 from 0 to 102. This is 100, 101, 102 here. Can you see that? So after you've done that, you will now use those points to form a box. So place it on your T-square this way, right? And draw a vertical line. You move it to the other side. Draw the other vertical line on that point. Then you slide it down this way and you draw this line that is parallel to the other one here, and you switch it this way and you draw this also, and you move it here. You do the same thing here and you move it here. Do the same thing here. Hope you can see that. So this is the box. So in this box we're going to carve out our images. I would like to start from the top here. Then we have this curve, which is given as a radius of what, 30. First of all, the thickness of the curve is 12. So I'm going to measure 12 this way. So I'll measure 12. So from 0 to 12. This is 0 here. This is 10, 11, 12 here. Can you see that? And you will close it up in this manner. On this point, faint line, and also you bring it down to straight down a little bit, and you bring it down to straight down a little bit, then you bring it down to straight down to all together. Now the next thing is you take your compass all together, place it at this point. So what I'm doing, place the compass here to this point, right, and you mark down. Can you see that? If I mark down there, I'll take my instrument and allow the line to move straight down from this point down to touch here, and I'll close it up too, and I'll close it up too. Also, I'll close it up too. Can you see that? So the three important points is I'll draw my diagonal here. From here to here, draw a diagonal. From here to here, I'll draw another diagonal. Since we have two curves. Can you see that? Now once I've done that, where this diagonal and this diagonal meets, that will be the center of that figure this way. So let's draw this vertically downward. Hope you can see that. And I'll do this too. Vertically downward too. On this point. Yeah. So what I'm really focusing on is, look at my logic. Here is A, and this point here is B, here is C, and here is D. I'll call it to be E, this side to be F, and here to be G, and here to be H. You don't have to do this so that when I'm explaining it, you get what I'm trying to say. Now from E, I'll join B. From E here, I'll draw a line to join B. This way. Similarly, from E also, I'll join a line to join D. Can you see that? So once you have done that, the next thing you do is you've gotten a new point where the inclined line intersects. I'll call it to be my point 1. Where it intersects here, I'll call it to be my point 2. Now, I will now take my compass, right? I'll place it at E here. Then I'll take it to D so that I'll be able to connect D and B. Can you see that? So D and B, D and B. Hope you can see that. Then I'll come to 2 also. Then I'll do from D to A. That again, from D to A. So that is where I've gotten the first curve. Then I'll do the same thing, transfer those points. Now if I place my t-square, my set square, my t-square, this is the diagonal, this is the next diagonal for the back circle. So I'll transfer point 1 to come to this point. And I'll also transfer point 2 also to come to this point. This is my new point 2 and point 1, right? And D you see here is this D here. Then B you see here, I'll transfer it to this point B here. All together. So that's what I'll just do. Then I'll take my compass. Since I used this point here to get this point, right? Then I'll use from this other point here to get the other point. All together. So I'll come here. I'm going to thicken it. Hope you can see that. And I'll place it at, since I used 2 to get this arc here, I'll use the same 2 here to get the other arc too. From here. So it's going to stop at this point here. Hope you can see that. And I'll use my instrument to join from here to this point. Hope you can see that. And I can now bring here straight down, since from here is touching down here. I'll bring from here to touch down here. Hope you can see that. And similarly, I can bring from here to touch down here. This from here to here is there. Come here too. I'll touch down here. Right? Then I can simply bring this one down this way. Faint line. Now measure a distance of 12, you can see. So from here to here, it's going to be what? It's going to be 12. Altogether, I'm going to measure that 12. So from 0 to 12. From 0, 10, 11, 12. Whatever the dimension is. Then I can use my instrument, place it here. Then I'll join from here straight down to here, which I can now use this from here to go up. Can you see that? And I can also take in from here to come to this point. Also from here to come to this point. And I can also take in from here to here, and also take in from here to here. Hope you can see that. So I can just take this in with faint lines first, where I'm doing this one where they are meeting at this point here. Then I can just join both of them faint line too, this way. Hope you can see that. Now I want to draw this circular, this cylinder that is placed here. This is the center point here, right? And the diameter of the outer cylinder is going to be 30. So what I'll simply do is I'm going to measure 15 on my meter rule this way. From 0 to 15. This is 15 here, right? So I'll place it on the center here. And I'm going to mark 15 up, 15 to the left, and also 15 to the right, down, and also at this point here, in this point. Then I'll just take my instrument, right? I'll take my instrument and I'm going to, from that point I marked, I'll have this, from this other point to here, I'll have this. Just draw a line across this point. So the other point too I measured here too, I'll have this, and the other point I measured here too, I'll have this. So they're all meeting here. Let's just call it 4, 5, 6, and what? 7, so we will not make mistake. Then I'm going to project them outward this way. Now project here too, outward from point 5, take it out. Then point 6, I'll take it out. Then point 7, I'll take it out. Can you see that? And the length given here is going to be 25. So I'm going to measure 25. For many of those points, I might start from 4, from 0. This is 25 here. So with the help of my instrument, I will measure it all around. With the help of my instrument, I'll just start taking them upward. Right? So from here, I'll take this up. Right? From here, I'll take this here. From here, I'll take this here. And from here, I'll bring this down. Can you see that? So that is in that place I'm going to construct my cylinder. So I will just join from this point to this point, the diagonals. Can you see that? And also, I could just even focus more on this point here. Let's do it here and see. So from this point 7 here, I'll just draw a line that will touch this top here. From that point 7 to, I'll draw a line that will touch this point. So they are meeting at this point here. So I will transfer the point to the front here. That's what I want to do. Transfer this point. Right? Transfer this point to this point. Then come here to transfer this point to this point. Then this point you see here, I transfer it here and here. Are you with me? Then this other point you see here, I'll transfer it here and here. So what I'm focusing on now is all these points we have here. So I'll just take my compass. If I place it here to this point, then I'll draw an arc this way. This way. Right? I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing too from here to here. Can you see that? From here too, I'll do the same thing here too. From this point, I'll do the same thing here too. Hope you can see that. Similarly, since I use here to get this arc, I'll come to 7 too here, and I'm going to get it to the same thing here too. Can you see that? Now I'll come here from this point. I'll do the same thing here. I'll stop at this point here. I'll come here too. I'll do the same thing. I'll stop at this point here. Hope you can see that. Then I'll take my pencil, right? Then I'll move this point to come touch here. And this point too to come touch here. Can you see that? Then aside from that, the next thing is I cannot bring here down here this way first of all. Then here to down. Paint line should just remain there that way first. So there's a circle in here, and that circle has a diameter of what 20, and I'll repeat the same process what I did to get this, but just for viewers understanding, I will just do it again. I'm not supposed to do it, but let me just do it again. And please, as you're watching this video, if you know you are benefiting from it, please just click on the like button and also subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you. So proceed. So I'm going to measure the radius of this is going to be 20, diameter is 20, so the radius is 10. So I'm going to measure 10 here from 0 to 10. Can you see that? And I'll place it at the center point here where this meets on this. right? So I will just, before I even do that, I'll just take my set square and I'll draw lines, vertical lines across the center points like this and this and this. Can you see that? So I can now take the radius of 10 and place it here, then mark 10 up, 10 down. This is 10 up here, 10 up. Are you shaking? 10 up, 10 down, 10 to the left, and 10 to the right. So I'll just take my meter rule, my set square, and I'll draw vertical line across this point. U is coming down, U is coming down, then U also, we're having this, then U2, we're having this. So what do you notice? This is the box I want to place in my circle. So if I place it at this point here, to this point here, I'll get this arc. Can you see that? And if I place it from this point here, where this and this meet, I'll get the next arc. Can you see that? And I've not drawn my line from this point to touch here, and from this point to touch here. So once I've done that, I'm having this new point here where they meet. Then I'll have this. And I have this too. Hope you can see that. Right? So now, aside from that, there's this web that is coming from this point here straight down. So what I'll simply do is to get the center of that figure. We already have the center, and this is the center here of this figure. This is the center here, right? So if I project it down, then I come here, I project it this way, right? The thickness of this web is 12, is 8. So I'll just take my meter rule, place it this way. Can you see that? Then I'll measure 8 to the left, 4 to the left, and 4 to the right. This is 4 here. This is also what 4 here. Hope you can see that. Similarly here also, I'll do the same thing too. From 0 here, I'll measure 4 to the right and also 4 to the left. So I'll just take my meter rule from this point, then I'll join it to this point. This way. I'll come here too, at this point, and I'll join it to this point. Hope you can see that. And from this point here, I'll move it to come here. And from this point here, I'll move it to go up here. Right? And this point here now, I'll drag it to come here. Then from this point to here and drag it to come here. Can you see what we have accomplished? So we have successfully reproduced the figure that you see on the screen, right? It's important for you to do your dimensioning on this figure. So this is the isometric projection of the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.